Good evening, everyone. 2 minutes late. It's a disgrace. How are we all? I did trust you all. That's why I got Peter Crouch in. Surely that's about as much trust as someone can have in any one person. How do we all do? Yeah, I did pretty good without any Spurs players. Although I must admit I was really worried after the first game. I started looking at how I can get Ericsson in, Ali in. I did want Barnes, you're right. Wow, 93 without Alonso, that's impressive. You must have had Kane. Yeah, we're going to chat about Aguero. So I'll leave that question for just a sec. Just wait for a few more people to arrive a sec. Oh, can you believe I got bottomed? Bottomed everyone's worst nightmare. Let's go for a dirty repost. Now. Need to crowdsource my picks. I do. What about Mkhitaryan as well? Did anyone watch the Man United match? I feel so let down by Mkhitaryan. Should have had an assist for Pogba. Twice he should have just... Well, once he did shoot. The other time he tried to pass, he should have just knocked it in the other corner. So I try not to watch. Obviously, I just wanted United to win, but whenever Mkhitaryan got close, surely he's going to score soon. Thought it was interesting that Martial came off first as well. I think Mkhitaryan does the defensive job better. I think with Stoke away and then Hull at home, I'm going to keep him. It's really tempting to get a Spurs player though. Hey Fozzie, how's it going? Welcome everyone. Andrew, Salah, Antonio. Talking of Antonios, he did end up at left back. Yeah, that's because we were trying to play hoofball. I mean Rooney, Ibra, Mata, and sure, who else was up there? Oh, Fellaini. Doesn't get much slower than that. Why don't I watch what games? I do watch games. Not every game. I watch the Man United game. I watch most of the Everton City game as well, which is really interesting. Hey Axel, how's it going? So yeah, I ended up on 94. I took a 4-point hit, as you know. 94 without any Spurs players. I suppose really Ali got 6 points, so he's not exactly lighting up. Hazard got the same. Bit annoyed about Giroud going off though. Hey individual, how's it going? But yeah, annoyed about Giroud going off, but at least he got a goal before he did. Hopefully he's back this week, because I don't want to have to swap him. I have other options I'm looking at. If I need to, then I'll probably go Lukaku. I think I'm going to struggle to get Kane without making an 8-point hit, and I don't think that's worth it. Although City was so bad today. So yeah, let's quickly talk Aguero. Actually, no, let's talk Peter Crouch. Got 11 points, joint with Sanchez. The Carroll goal was a bit annoying, yeah, when I got Giroud in, but long term, I'm not going to want Carroll, I don't think. Well, that was a great goal. Better than Giroud's, I reckon. For me, anyway. I can't go back to Barkley. He's on my never again list, I think. Crouch is now 4.8 million. Probably priced out of him now, I expect. No, I haven't talked about Aguero yet. Let's quickly talk about him now. So I think, surely at this point, we are all agreed 12.8 million for Aguero is not worth it. Unless you've got some huge team value where you can afford him, Ibrahimovic, and like one other good striker, surely it's not worth it. Does anyone still think that Aguero is worth it? I think that's probably the easier question to answer. We said it last week already. He's not on penalties. City just don't look right. I'm sure they'll still be up there come the end of the season. But Pep seems like a very stubborn man. I don't know if he's going to change it for the better. What would you say Aguero's true value is? 10.5. I mean, at 10.5, you're looking at bringing him in potentially, because then he's the same as kind of Costa and that. You know, in another season, if he starts scoring again, obviously we're all expecting him to score at some point, probably even next week. But there's just too many other players doing well. That's the biggest difference this year versus last year. There's not such an easy way to get money like Ali and Mahrez last year. And there's other players up front doing well. And if you want to, you can switch to 3-5-2 if you're not happy with a striker. So there's so many options. I just can't see how anyone can justify Aguero right now. Apart from the fact he's a differential. I'll be honest, that's quite nice. But he's a differential because he's not doing well. Obviously, he's just come back from suspension a couple of game weeks ago now. Yeah, the thing is, Sandro, it's fine to change your mind, right? No one's saying never again. They're just saying right now he's not worth it. Yeah, Milesna, we're going to come on to Morales. Because I'm also considering him. See, Kane and Pedro. Pedro's a really good option next week. He has Hull at home, but after that, I'm not sure. Really like some more Costa news because I think that helps Pedro as well. Ah, yeah, but Barkley never again is a lot easier to go through with than Aguero never again. I never say never again to Aguero. Just right now, I don't think he's a good option. Look, I know some people have already sent me their teams. We'll look at them in a minute. Quick question again about the stream rather than FPL. What do people think of these streams straight after the matches? Because obviously the biggest problem right now is it's all kind of just knee-jerk. We don't have the news from the rest of the week. And what someone should do is they should record the answers for the Sunday stream and then see how much they change by Friday. There's definitely more to whinge about. Well, usually, not this week though. The only way you're whinging this week is if you haven't got Alonso or Kane. And if you've got both, then wow, you must have a great score. Yeah, Jeff, I think a few people will prefer end of week. Well, I'm not looking at doing either or. It'll be both, as long as I've got time. And Sunday will probably mostly be pretty easy because it's the day before work, son's got school tomorrow and stuff, so unlikely to be doing much on a Sunday night. Yeah, the aim will be to do both, not one or the other. Yeah, good point about price rises. Did anyone... So there's a few people chatting about getting rid of Costa last week, or on Friday. Did anyone keep him? Because I know for people that did keep him, the big problem now is that he's going to drop in price, and obviously Kane's hat-trick, he's going to rise. So it's a long time to wait till Friday. I think you've got to try and keep him for Hull. You've got to try and... See, if it was my team, I know I would have got rid of him. But when it comes to like advising someone else's team, I think I'd be a bit more sensible. Interestingly, I think Alonso answered a journalist and said, "You're making stuff up. He just hurt his back." But I think Conte come out and said he needs to apologise, so... Sold Costa for Lukaku. Yeah, Axel, it's probably a good long-term move, to be honest. I think Lukaku's looking like a good option. He only helped that status today. What am I looking at for next week? Okay, so as always, I have everything from saving a transfer to taking an 8-point hit. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. It did sound like it was more than an injury. I know sometimes, especially around transfers and stuff, the papers can be annoying because they just report everything and anything. But in this case, it was definitely no smoke without fire. So this is my team right now. I think, obviously, heating against Arsenal is not ideal. I don't want to make a goalkeeper transfer yet, and maybe 3 of the next 5 are okay to play in. Plus, he's a bonus point magnet. It's ridiculous. 12, 3, 9, 2, 1, and 10. It's just crazy for someone so cheap. So obviously, Alonso and Brandt are really good at home. Jones away to Stoke isn't great. I'm going to bench Crouch. And I'm hoping that Giroud is fit. So I could hold. I could do Sigurdsson to Pedro. Because Hazard is going to have to do something special, I think, for me to keep him. So I think he has Liverpool away and Arsenal at home. He does have some okay fixtures, but I think I want Ericsson or Ali, plus the cash. So yeah, Sigurdsson to Pedro, or Sigurdsson to Morales, who someone asked about just a minute ago. And then I could upgrade Holobas to Baines, so a 4-point hit to bring in 2 Everton players. But I like... Morales is one of those players that always seems to do well if someone else owns him. You know, like you always get those players. And as soon as I get him in, he won't do anything. But he's not someone I've ever really owned that much. But he's had a run in the team now. It's 2 goals, 2 assists in the last 4. Yeah, Sigurdsson to Stanislas is an option. But I mean, he's not going to get penalties every time, right? Because if Wilson's on the pitch, he'll take them. So I haven't checked his stats yet. I don't know how he did. Next 2 fixtures are good, then it gets tough. I think he's a short-term move, which I don't want to do. I don't want 2 really cheap mids. Although Morales is pretty cheap. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point from Matt. Everton played 3 at the back again today. So that makes it look good for Morales. But not only that, it means Baines and Coleman are playing wing-back. And Holgate is a potential option of 4 million. So we've really got to be looking at Everton. I know Coleman got an assist today, so Baines and Coleman are pretty close, but when they're at the same price, I'm definitely going to take the guy with penalties. No doubt about that. Yeah, Coutinho, Mkhitaryan to Coutinho. I'm not going to get rid of Mkhitaryan. This is going to be like Ibra early in the season. I'm just going to hold him. But I'm going to talk about Coutinho in a sec. Because I was dead against him, but I'm not sure I am now. Yeah, I've seen is it Ben Krellin on Twitter who's talking about Everton. They're not going to blank for sure. But these fixtures are fantastic. I've looked at Lukaku now. He's probably not an option if Giroud is fit. If not, I'm going to look at how I fund Lukaku. So a lot rides on Giroud for me. If I have to fund Lukaku, then I might just do Sigurdsson to Morales and then Giroud to Lukaku. But I mean... Yeah, no, I agree that he could change back to 4 at the back. So Holgate is probably the problem, but I think Morales is likely to play anyway. He's doing well. Bolassi's injured. They got rid of Delafeu. Plus, obviously, Schneiderlin played today. He came on. You'd imagine he's going to be in the starting lineup going forward. I just thought Gareth Barry was really good today. But yeah, next I know the next couple are away, but I think I want Morales. We'll see. Yeah, the thing is, if we will think that Holgate's the only one that's potentially a worry in the 3-4-2 or 4 at the back, he's only 4 million. I mean, potentially you might want 3 Everton at some point, but could be an Amat replacement. I don't know if it matters whether if you have Kane, whether Ali or Eriksen's better, to be honest. I do like Ali, but Eriksen just looks on fire right now. I don't know. I'd probably still go Ali for now. I think long term Eriksen's probably the right one. I don't think Morales went off injured. He did get a bit of a kick on his ankle. So potentially it was because of that. Yeah, Ishida could be good too. So yeah, anyway, that's what I'm looking at. Sigurdsson to Morales, and then use that money for potentially Holebas to Baines. Brunt, Baines and Alonso back three looks good to me. Yeah, Mark did really well this week. He's just way ahead of the game on every player at the moment. Has been all season. Yeah, Lovren looked pretty good. To be honest, we had the better chances. Man United had the better chances. There was at least 3 where we should have scored. Oh, we completely unlocked the defence and just poor finishing from Pogba and Mkhitaryan. Yeah, and that's the problem with Morales. It never seems to work out. Yeah, our conversion rate is poor. Yeah, I thought Pogba should have hit it first time on his right foot. He let it run onto his left, and just such a bad shot for someone who's been pretty good. Oh, what's this about? What are West Ham doing now? Oh, just losing. I don't know. Anyway, who sent me their teams? 95. Okay. I'll do some questions from the chat. Yeah, Brunt was substituted fairly early. I have to wait and see what the deal is there. I think it may have just been because I think they were behind at that point, so they brought McLean on. And obviously just come back from a back injury as well. Yeah, the foe is smashing him in. Bit annoying, to be honest. But only annoying because I'm going to keep on ignoring him, even though I shouldn't. What do I think of Rooney? Fallen off a cliff? Don't know, maybe that's a little harsh. I think the general public realise he's not who he once was. I think they have done for a while, to be honest. He's a good squad player, but should not have been on the left wing. We should have had probably Rashford on there instead. Or kept Martial on and put Mata in the middle. What's the latest on Giroud injury? I don't know. I think Wenger said he hopes it's not bad, but they need to scan it. So I don't think there's much on that at the moment. Aguero to Kane or Lukaku? I don't know. I kind of like Lukaku and the money, to be honest, but I wouldn't. I think they're both good options. Obviously, the hat trick kind of makes you think it's got to be Kane. They do look on fire at the moment. They could have scored way more than 4. Obviously, Man City next. They're not keeping clean sheets still. Then it's Sunderland and Middlesbrough at home. So, Yeah, Kane's a good option. I kind of think Lukaku might do as good over the next few, and you'd save a bit of money. Yeah, that's a good point about Giroud's injury. He did carry on playing after he got the knock. Lukaku and Eriksen or Kane and Lallana? Lukaku and Eriksen, I think. Is transferring Kane in just because you're scared of other rivals owning him justified? I don't know. Blocking is a tactic you can use if you're above. And obviously if you're below, it will stop him getting away from you maybe. But, I don't know. I wouldn't get someone in just to block. Or if you think that Lukaku's a better option, then just get Lukaku, right? There's loads of different ways to get points this week. I haven't got any Spurs players, and I've scored 94. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting Crouch to score 11 points every week, especially when he's on my bench. I try not to worry about who everyone else has got. No, I definitely haven't had 2 defender goals before. I remember a few seasons back, a couple of my mates got Huth, and he scored twice for Stoke and got a clean sheet. I was really not happy about that. Will Baines rise anytime soon? Yeah, 82.7. I don't know what he was on this morning, but it looks like he's rising pretty fast. So he could rise tonight. If not, tomorrow. Yeah, I'd say a few people have probably had Baines braces. Am I holding off bringing any Spurs players until game week 23? Probably. That's not because I think they won't do well against City, though. That's because people like Hazard have Hull, and he'd probably be the main one to go. Again, Mkhitaryan should probably be a Spurs mid instead, but he's also got Hull soon. And Stoke away next game, so yes, I'm holding off, but not because I think they're bad options this week. I didn't see the game, so I don't know how Phillips looked, but I wouldn't take too much from that game. Spurs absolutely battered them. They're not playing Spurs every week. Should you keep Lallana? They have tough fixtures. I think 2 of the next 4 are okay. Swansea at home is obviously. The thing is, say 2 of the next 4. I'd look at it as 2 of the next 3 are okay. So if you've already got him in, I'd probably keep. Swansea at home and Hull away are pretty good. I don't think anything's changed with Phillips. I think if you've got him, you keep, and if you're looking at getting him in, you're fully justified. I wouldn't take much up from the Spurs game. I know there's loads of tweets. I'll try and get to the teams in a sec. For now, I'm just gonna keep going with the stream chat. Phillips had 1 chance, nothing else tonight. I think the Spurs. I don't know if they finished on it or it was at half time. They had like 78% possession. I watched the first maybe 30 or 40 minutes before I had to go. It was just one-way traffic the whole way. Yeah, Axel, like, if I know 100% that a player's not going to play, I'll always play them and bench someone else for one reason, and that's just because it annoys people. Which I know is an awful thing to do. I mean, 500k to end up the season on is bad, I'd say. If you're 500k now, I wouldn't panic too much. It's still a good base to build from. Like, I'm 251k now, and I was 425 last week. So I've jumped like 175,000 places in just a week. So it can all change really quickly. So bad, yes, but don't worry about it too much just yet. Just keep on doing what you're doing. But maybe do it slightly better. I've been worrying about my rank because it's just not really gone anywhere. But this is still much better than I did last season. You want to find Mark's team. I can just link it, hang on. He scored 103 this week. He's up to the top 10k now. He's absolute blinder. It's that Defoe. It's not Defoe that's given him that rank, but he's kept on scoring. It's allowed him to get everyone else in. He's played it so well. That's Mark's team. Do I think Costa will drop less than 9.6? Geez, not this week. Oh, he can only drop 0.3, right? What is he at the moment? Is he 10.5? He's already dropped once, I think. Oh, he's flagged as a back injury. Yeah, someone in the chat will tell you if he's already dropped. I can't remember. But he's 10.5, so the minimum is going to be 10.2 or 10.3, so he won't be 9.5 yet. If he keeps not playing, of course he's going to drop. So you're ranked 500k now, you're planning to finish in the top 1k. That would be very nice. I'd be happy with top, probably even 20 at this point. Maybe 10, no, I should be aiming for top 10. Ah, there you go, yeah, he's already dropped once. Back injury after a 10-hour flight to China. Yeah, that would be an interesting move, that's for sure. Okay, he's going to drop again tonight. So after tonight, he can only drop another 0.1 anyway. Sky Sports sources. To be honest, if you follow the right people on Twitter, like some of the journalists, you'll find out quicker than Sky Sports. I swear they're just looking at the same Twitter feed that I am to get their sources. Rondon a better option than Defoe. I don't know if anyone's a better option than Defoe at less than 7.7 or whatever he is, to be honest. Just keeps on getting goals. And he's got penalties to back himself up, so I don't know. West Brom's fixtures do turn now, they're really good, but it's hard to say that Rondon's a better pick than Defoe, to be honest. Do you think that prices drop too quickly? Costa dropping 3 days in a row now. Yeah, it probably is a bit quick. He's the most owned player in the game, so I suppose it's to be expected. It'd be nice to know if something's changed in like the algorithm or something or stuff for price changes, because I'm not necessarily sure that it has. I just think there's probably more active players, and there's so many options. As soon as Costa gets injured, there's Giroud, there's Lukaku, there's Kane, there's even Aguero. Some people upgraded to. All right, yeah. Let's have a look at some teams. Oh my god, I'm never going to get through all of these. And another one. I guess it's only fair to start from the bottom. Alright, Matt Lesnar. I hope you like being called Matt. We need to learn to accept the slings and arrows of outrageous price drops. The website on price changes probably creates volatility. Yeah, but they're always there. They've been there every year that I've played. So I don't think they're really changing anything, to be honest. Well, that info has always been there. It always takes them a little while to get going. Like to start getting it right, especially the drops, but a few weeks into the season they're usually good. Okay. Oh, nice graphic. Oh wait, that's not what we're chatting about, is it? Roll over the free transfer and Captain Hazard, or is it worth sorting out that bench? Yeah, see, now Captain Hazard this week is interesting. We'll chat about captains at the end. I think I'm not going to Captain Hazard, but maybe it'd been like a nice farewell present. Okay, so yeah, like you said, your your first 11 doesn't need any changes. You only got Crouch to come in. I'd be tempted to save and just potentially do like a mini wild card maybe next week, because who knows, week to week stuff keeps changing. You could then be justified in getting rid of Hazard. That'll give you some money. Maybe you want to upgrade Evans or bargain to someone else. I'd be tempted to hold unless you get bad news. Christopher's saying sort out the bench. Yeah, but then you're literally just going to swap a bench player to bench a different player. You're not going to... I mean, who are you going to bring in for these prices that's going to play... You play Baines and Rose every week. You don't bench them. And Daniels has got a good fixture. So I think you save. Yes, okay, fine. One of these might miss out and then you're screwed. You're not going to get another player in, but I don't think that's worth a 4 point. Sorry, I don't think that's worth a transfer. I don't know, everyone else seems to think you should sort the bench. I'm not saying never sort the bench. I'm just saying I think I'd rather have those 2 free transfers. And then next week you potentially do three changes for just a -4. And if you are going to get rid of Hazard, I'm not saying that's a good idea right now, but it's a potential option. If you do get rid of him, you'll free up cash. So you'll have more cash. You'll have 2 free transfers. I think you keep your options open that way, personally. Talking of graphics, I've got one of my mates I've asked one of my mates to design me a new logo and stuff, because I think the one I got to just get something up looks a bit rubbish. Captain Hazard, though, it's an interesting one. Obviously, Sanchez has done well, mainly away from home. So we've got Burnley at home. Never know with Heaton. I think I'm getting... Again, Ibrahimovic has scored. Got a bonus point. It's another 7 points in a tough fixture. Before this week, he was averaging 9, so he's not going to be off averaging much less than that now. Stoke away, I think I'm going to captain Ibra. We'll see. Origi was actually quite good today. At least he just caused us a few problems. Didn't score, obviously. Needs that, and Aguero is a problem. 3-4-2 or 3-4-3. I mean, I like 3-5-2 right now, and you've kind of got the midfield to do it. You could possibly do with upgrading your defence. So Origi to like a Crouch or Barnes, someone like that. Look at me now. I'm even giving people the idea of Crouch myself now. And then maybe upgrade a defender. Stanislas looks good for the next 2. Phillips looks good going forward. These 3 are not obviously worth keeping. Aguero you could get rid of, but I think it looks like you're kind of setting up for a 3-5-2. So I think potentially, because Aguero you know is probably going to play. Don't think Pep's going to start benching him just yet. So Origi to a cheapie maybe. Then upgrade the defence, but you're going to have to take a 4-point hit to do that. So you can... Oh, you've got enough money to do that, have you? So Aguero to Lukaku and Giroud. But then you're going to be benching Stanislas or Phillips every week. Your defence is still a bit... it's not the worst, I suppose, with Friend and Jones. Lukaku and Giroud could be good. We'll have to wait for the Giroud injury. So yeah, I think Origi out, upgraded defence, or yeah, Aguero to Origi you could do. Taking out Aguero for a 4-point hit. Just doesn't sound right, even if it is. Who have Man City got next? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, Spurs, of course. I didn't create the Crouch wagon, you guys did. You talked me into it. Although it was quite funny, I looked at a potential transfer earlier, and I was 0.2 million off. I can't remember who it was. But I thought that was quite funny considering I was saying that was going to happen last week. I don't know, Lukaku without penalties might be more attractive because he's not great at them, to be honest. He's still the main man for Everton. Let's have a look at him, what he's done recently. He's 9.5 million, remember, as well. So in the last 4, 3 goals, 1 assist. Then 2 blanks, but they were tough games. 2 goals against Watford. He can be inconsistent. But I think he's a good price. I think with the fixtures, he's a good option right now. He's got 12 goals this season. 12 goals in like 21 games. It's more than a goal every game. Yeah, exactly. You might get assists for penalties. You can all have credit for the Crouch Wagon. Apart from those of you that said don't get him. Joe Allen in for Davis. Is Joe Allen still an option? Is that one not flown now? Don't think we still want to get Joe Allen. Okay. Oh my god. There's another 3 now. Welcome, Alex, if you joined. Okay, so we've done this one. Are you talking about the Davis for Everton? Yeah, I guess he is. He did look really good today. Even from a non-fantasy point of view. He was everywhere. Yeah, Stanislas owners must be loving that. I just think I didn't realise that Wilson was kind of in and out of the team, but obviously when he's playing, he's probably going to take the penalty first. Thinking of bringing in Kane for Aguero. The thing is, longer term, I do think Kane is the better option. I would find it, if it was my team, hard to justify taking out Aguero when he's at home for Kane who's away. So I would be tempted, like I said to the I think it was the last guy, I'd be tempted to just save your transfer. Because a few people were chatting about Kane last week, fair enough. But the hat-trick has really helped things here. Make people want him more. So I think your team looks really good. Yes, Kane could be a better option than Aguero long term, but he's the man at home. I'll be tempted to just hold your transfer and then see what you can do with that Aguero money next week. It's a really nice team. You got nothing to be panicking about. How good does Crouch look? This is my Photoshop skills. Before I could only use PowerPoint. I used to do I used to do things like this in PowerPoint. Awful. Yeah, I think if you want, you kind of got to get that Kane blank out of your mind against Hull and Burnley. Yes, that's annoying. Obviously, you want to know when to be able to captain him. But he's done well either side of that. He always scores goals. Yes, a few of them are penalties, but fantasy managers don't care about that. I mean, since Burnley and Hull, he's scored, 6 and 4. I didn't realise it was that good. So even if you add in Hull and Burnley, that's still a goal a game, plus an assist. It's pretty decent. He just tends to go big and then blank. So you see there's quite a few braces, which if anything is good for captaincy because it means he's explosive. Yeah, everyone loves that Crouch quote. Right, Salah. 1 free transfer, 0.6 in the back. Should I save it? I have a feeling we're going to be saving... Oh, Costa though. Yeah, I think... Oh, I can't see... Oh yes, Peter's playing Man United. Yeah, I think you're probably waiting for news on Evans and Costa before making any decisions. Obviously, if Costa's fit... sorry, not fit. If they're going to play Costa in this game, he's a great option, so... Yeah, I think you hold for now and hope for the best. Unless you're dying to get rid of Costa because of the price drops. But you're a Chelsea fan, so I'd assume probably not. look, Simon just bragging. Sees that I got 93. He's going to tell me how much better he is. Oh wow, 95 with Aguero. That's impressive. Oh dear. Some kind of bot. Okay. Yeah, someone like Kane is always going to score. Just like I said before, you kind of want to know the fixtures the captain win because he can go big. And obviously you would think that Burnley and Hull were those fixtures, but didn't work out like that. It's just one of those things. I did look at it bringing him in after that. Back in after he got the brace or whatever it was. I knee-jerked a bit. Yeah, after Watford. Oh, sorry, no, I think it was after Southampton. When he scored and then when he got that penalty, I was like, oh, maybe he's a good option. Then he missed the penalty. Didn't have a good way of getting him in. Okay, here we go, Axel. No point in the bank. 1 free transfer, bank the transfer. I tell you, we're going to be saying bank the transfer, everyone. Yeah, no transfers needed. Again, you're like me. You've got Giroud. I think you have to wait to get Giroud news. Because Capui's just a non-option. Amat's not playing. I'm hoping Peter's not going to do well because obviously we've got Ibra. Yeah, defence looks great. Do you mean you're not going to swap a goalkeeper, not just for one game that's bad? Midfield looks great, and I like this strike force. I think you save. Let's get really bad news. Alright, do some more Twitter in a sec. Let me catch up with the chat. Were you surprised so many people sold Alonso? Not really. I mean, I think I said last week and even a couple of weeks ago that we might start looking at that soon because it's quite expensive. Chelsea's fixtures weren't quite as good. They're not so good after Hull, to be fair. Other defenders started to come into our thinking, like Baines with penalties, his good fixtures coming up. So I'm not surprised, I don't think. But it's gonna be hard to justify getting rid of him now. He's finally got his shooting boots on. Obviously, you're not going to get rid of before Hull. Well, I'll tell you what I was more surprised at, that his ownership was so low. It's like 8.4%, which is crazy. I think that's kind of sometimes the bubble that we're in because we're kind of, I suppose, hardcore fantasy managers. We kind of follow people on Twitter and stuff that are also like-minded. So it almost looks like Alonso's owned by like 50% of all teams. And when it comes down to it, there's actually a lot of players that don't have him. Azpilicueta is more owned. And I think even David Luiz is. Or was. Let's have a look. Oh no, Cahill is, sorry. See, that came as a bit of a shock. A good shock, though. You want rid of Hazard, but he's probably starting up front for a few games. I don't really see how you can justify getting rid of Hazard before Hull. I certainly wouldn't advise anyone of it. If someone has a transfer they think can justify getting rid of Hazard, I'd like to hear it. I know he's not scoring big enough, especially for someone that's 10.4, depending on what you got him for. But like in the last 5 games since he missed one goal, 2 assists, it's not the worst. That's 11, 13, 23, 26. It's just over 5 points a game. It's not that bad. I mean, yes, there's defenders also scoring that, but you've got to keep him for Hull. So yeah, keep him, keep Alonso. Lukaku and Baines, or Defoe and Rose. Oh, that's tough. Don't know, I love Danny Rose. I think Defoe is he's gonna keep scoring. I won't have him all season. I can see it now, unless it's a double game week for Sunderland or something. I kind of like Lukaku and Baines, to be honest. I don't think people will agree with that, but Or even Defoe and Baines. Is Baines better than Rose? Maybe he is for 0.5 million less. You were thinking of Hazard to Eriksen and Giroud to Kane. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't do that this week. But yeah, think about it the week afterwards. Yeah, Fozzie, Lovren's been a good option. What do we think of Coutinho? Because I was kind of probably against him because I wanted to see what Liverpool were like without Mane, and they weren't great today. It was a pretty rubbish match, to be honest. It's quite tight. No real creativity from either teams. Like, for the majority of the game, United created a few good chances. But when Coutinho did come on, he looked quite lively. He created a chance in like the first 40 seconds. They do have Hull and Swansea. He's only 8.3 now. I'd be tempted. I could get Mkhitaryan, but I mean, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, I'm coming around to the idea of Coutinho more than I was. But he'd have to do pretty well because the fixtures aren't great. But yeah, he looked good. Can't justify Defoe either because it's Sunderland. Yeah, I think he's had 5 or 6 penalties now. I think it's 5. Only Milner's had more. No other team, or it may have been player, have had more than 3. So it does sound like they're getting a bit above average. Oh yeah, well, I'm not saying get rid of Lallana, or someone else tell you to get rid of Lallana. I think you keep him for now. Are we writing off Aguero? Writing him off? Not sure if we're writing him off, but I don't think he's a good option right now. So I suppose, yes, I'm writing off Aguero for now. Even Peter Crouch is outscoring Aguero. What's Crouchy scored in his last 3? Look at that. 27 points, 9 points a game the last 3. What's rubbish old Sergio Aguero done? 11. Awful. 11 in his last 3. Crouch got that this week. Yeah, I don't think, not much mention of De Bruyne. I just don't think for 10.5 million he's that good value either. Last 8 games he's got 2 assists. I mean, people are looking at getting rid of Hazard, and he's still been scoring pretty well. Like, he's been scoring regularly enough. Not huge scores, granted. So if we're looking at getting rid of Hazard, who in the last 8, was it 1 goal, 2 goals, 2 assists, not great either, but it's better than De Bruyne. So he's definitely not worth it either. Sterling, maybe. If they had a really good run of fixtures. Don't know, I mean, these ones were okay. A lot of away games, though. I just think you ignore City for now. If we're talking coverage, I definitely don't want to cover City. Alright, let's do some more teams. Carlos, the human toad. It's an interesting handle. What transfer should you make? You're thinking of getting Costa out for Lukaku, but you're afraid. Yeah, if you're happy to ride the price drops, I think you have to hold Costa to see what he can do against Hull, and I hope he can play. Otherwise, your team looks good. Baines are going to play, Louise for sure, and Macaulay. Those 3 are good. Yeah, keeper's always good. Decent midfield. I think I wouldn't begrudge you doing Costa to Lukaku, but I agree with your second tweet. You keep Costa if he's going to play against Hull. Did we speak of Antonio? He's expensive. He's not expensive. We haven't spoken about him. Maybe we should have, though. 3 assists, right? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a lovely ball to Carroll for his goal. 6.8 million is not expensive, I don't think. Fixtures are okay. Don't know. I mean, Pedro 6.9 million. Hull up next. Could also be good. Yeah, Antonio does get quite far forward. I think if you go back and work, actually, we could probably look at points per match. If you go back and work out points per game and take out like games where he's barely played, I'd say he's done really well. Yeah, 5.2. I bet that's up there with the other midfielders, and he's pretty much being overlooked. Joey Barton, 6 points per match. Yeah, so Antonio's kind of around here. So higher than Ozil, higher than Firmino, higher than Pedro, De Bruyne, Sterling. He's done well, even Sigurdsson as well. Did nothing again. Oh yeah, if you're upgrading from Allen, then he's a bit more expensive, but that's because he's a much better option. You get what you pay for, so to speak. Oh, Rafael, liking the tweet, good man. Had a good game week, looking forward to the next. Yeah, it's always much easier to look forward to the next game when you've had a good game week. Sometimes when you have a bad one, you just close FPL and just don't look at it for the whole week. Yeah, I think it's going to sound just general consensus. Yeah, keep Hazard for Hull, see what he does, see what the other options are. Obviously, you're not going to take him out before Hull. There could be major other injuries, so you might have to keep him for a bit longer. He's not going to be the worst player to have to hold. Otherwise, yeah, looking good. Nothing major I see to change. Keep an eye on the Giroud news. That's about it, really. So I'm just trying to do these quick because I know there's so many. We're already coming up to an hour on stream. Okay, what would you do this? I'm looking at one or two of... Oh god, too many options. Holobas to Baines, Walker, Kapui to Morales, Antonio. Overall rank 22k, very nice. Minus for maximum. Problem is West Brom are conceding. And I'll have to bench Ali. What? Okay, don't do... Maybe I'm misreading this, but don't do any move that involves benching Ali. There's no need. What's the difference between these two? Lukaku, Defoe and Ibra. Why am I missing? Oh, okay. One's within the transfer screen and one's not. Probably took me longer than I needed to work that out. Caputo, Morales, Antonio, Coutinho. I mean, for me, if you're playing 3-4-3, then I like just keeping Caputo cheap, because if you upgrade him, you're always going to have to bench probably a good enough option, like a good option. So I prefer having that money saved. I mean, saying for Holobas to Baines Walker, yes, they're pretty good moves. That's what I would do. If you're going to do one of them, if you're kind of content with doing one of those, I'd do Holobas to... What's the options? But yeah, Baines or Walker. I quite like Baines, to be honest, for the less money. And then bench Jones. In fact, that's what I might do. Is try and get enough money to do Holobas to Baines and then bench Jones. Again, Jones isn't the worst player to play this week, but you can justify benching him for someone like Baines. So yeah, I don't think I'd do the Caputo move if it was me. Keep him on your bench. Oh, something went wrong. Yeah, you forgot to send the team. Who else? Oh, you transferred out Alonso ahead of game week 21. I feel for you. That's horrible, to be honest. Can only get better, right? Need Salake. Thinking of finding the money somewhere and going big in defence. Who have we got? Barragan. How long's Barragan out for? Barahan. Got the wrong team. Can't remember what his injury is. Oh, he's potentially back this week. 21st. Yeah, he's potentially back this week. Morrison. Jeez, how much is he? Is he like really cheap? I think Aguero is hurting your team here. Morrison, yeah, 4.6. Is he like scoring really well? And scored a goal last week. Nice. Okay, so I don't know if Ake is your biggest priority, to be honest. I mean, Fabregas is not starting, is he? I know he covered for Matic recently. Let's have a look. Yeah, 12 minutes, 12 minutes. I mean, so you have two bigger issues, I think, than Ake. Morrison and Fabregas probably need to go long term. I mean, you could keep Fabregas this week, hope he plays against Hull. But you're playing oh, Callum Wilson's not playing either, is he? Yeah, where to start? And not having Aguero would be really nice to start upgrading people. I would potentially try and keep benching Ake for now. Hope Barragan is back and just play him instead. And start looking at Wilson, Aguero, Fabregas and Morrison. Or keep Morrison and get rid of Capuy. But if you're playing 3-5-2, right, you need better midfielders, I think. And if you're playing 3-4-3, you need someone who's guaranteed to start instead of Callum Wilson. Oh yeah, I know Ake didn't. Is not a good option, but I don't know if he's the biggest priority in that team. Sorry, I'm missing out on chat here. Still got my eye on Valencia. Yeah, Valencia annoys me as a Man United fan. I don't know if it's because he's still got Van Gaal engraved in his mind when he makes the decision, but there's so many times he could go past the defender or just cross it in, and he comes back inside and passes in. I mean, it's good for keeping possession, but I just feel he's too predictable. Just needing to bomb past that man every now and again. Yeah, Christopher Wilson's. It's a pain for you, to be honest. It's a bit hard. I mean, he could play the next game. But yeah, definitely some thought needed there. No, you probably don't want to take a big hit getting rid of Aguero, but even getting Kane would be some nice money for you. I think he's really hurting your team. He's going to have to do big things to justify having him. Somebody with De Bruyne and Aguero. Oh, you got Baines in for Alonso. That's so harsh. I on the Scoutcast this week, Rough with the Smooth, is just going to be full of Alonso sellers. Valdez, nice though, 10 points. Sorry, what was the question? Get rid of Aguero or KDB, and for whom? I mean, Aguero will give you money. What are you playing, 3-4-3? I don't know if you could do something like Aguero to Kane, and then Rondon to Lukaku. I don't know if that works. Probably not. It's probably not enough enough money. De Bruyne to Ali, something like that. You could look at a Man United midfielder if you really want to kind of maybe take a risk. Or you could actually just have a look at my own team. Depends if you want to switch to 3-5-2 or not, I suppose. You could do like De Bruyne to Phillips, upgrade De Bruyne, something like that. I don't know who's better, De Bruyne or Aguero. I just think they're both bad options right now. I suppose it's probably easier for you to stay 3-4-3, in which case I'd probably just ship De Bruyne for a better option in midfield. I'm sure I'm missing someone. Yeah, like Ali, like I said. Maybe Coutinho. Firmino was quite good today, actually. Not from an FPL point of view. Just in general. Oh, of course. Yeah, he's missing Ibrahimovic. The number one striker to have. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, obviously Aguero to Ibra would free up some money as well. before I to upgrade Rondon to like Defoe or someone. But yeah, I think De Bruyne and Aguero probably both need to go as the weeks go on. I mean, even Hazard's a better option than De Bruyne this week. No Ibrahimovic, what are you doing to yourself? Not rate my team. Some keep your wildcard promo from last year. That week won me all my mini leagues. Oh, do you know one thing to say? I love when you see double fixtures. It looks so good. I love double game weeks so much. There's nothing better in fantasy football. You didn't captain Aguero though. That's the week he got 21, right? Same as Sanchez. I didn't either, to be honest. Yeah, so nice. I had something similar last week. I definitely keep the wild card. Is Arnie back? Someone recently said to me they're getting him in because he can't get any worse or something like that recently. And then he goes and gets a double. Zlatan, 10 goals, 11 games, yeah, something like that. But he also getting an assist a few times as well. Okay, we're up to date now. Last one. Is it time to ditch Aguero and the 3-4-3 formation? Well, not necessarily. I mean, you've got Defoe, so... I mean, this is the way to think about it. If we ignore Aguero, if you go 3-5-2, you're basically... Well, you could keep Defoe as your second striker, I suppose. If you're going to keep Defoe as your second striker and just go Ibra Defoe, then yeah, why not? I think the money you could get from Fletcher to upgrade to like a Spurs midfielder is better than having Aguero. Plus, if you're going to... Geez, you must have a lot of money or your defence is awful. But if you did Aguero to, say, like Crouch or whoever, that's going to get you nearly like 7 million. So not only can you upgrade Fletcher, you'll have a load of money for defence as well. So worth thinking about. I don't think Aguero's worth the money. It's going to bite me at some point, but who knows how far away that'll be. Never thought we were going to get through all those. Yeah, is Arnie back? I don't know about back. So have a look at their fixtures. Obviously, it's the same as Crouching, so it's United this week. Has he done anything else all season? A couple of assists and 1 goal. I mean, those home fixtures aren't the worst. Everton, Palace and Middlesbrough. With West Brom and Spurs away, not great though. It'll be Aguero versus Swansea that bites us. Yeah, but what does he have to do in that game week for it to really bite us? 5 goals again? I mean, let's be honest, most of Aguero, that 5-goal haul is really sticking in our minds. His ownership's not that high. I mean, game week 24 is 2 game weeks away. Who else? What other teams have good? Chelsea are playing Arsenal, so you're not going to captain him in that game, most likely. United have Leicester. They beat them 4-1 last time. Spurs have Middlesbrough at home, so... Yeah, I mean, Man City is obviously the best fixture against Swansea, but could captain a Spurs attacker that week. Arnie will not explode. Look elsewhere. You don't necessarily need him to explode, though, right? For 7 million. Or how much is he? I think he started at 7.5 million, right? Oh, he's 7.1 now. Okay, question for you guys. Pedro. Who's looking at Pedro? I think he's got... I saw the official FPL tweet. I think he said he's got 5 goals and 5 assists in his last 10 starts. 6.9 million. Okay, he's been fairly inconsistent, and there was a period where he didn't play. Especially with Costa, he's like to play Hull at home this week. Looks good. The only problem is obviously he's like Hazard in the next three, maybe not quite so good. I think if you're playing any like draft games or like daily games, then I think Pedro this week looks really good. So I've got Sigurdsson, who I kind of want rid of. I think I want to get someone in longer term than Pedro, but I think he's a good option. You don't bench Ali. You'll only be disappointed. Even if he gets 2 points, it will still be the right decision to have played him. Yeah, Morales, I think he's going to be the one for me as well. I don't like going down to 2 really cheap mids because I know eventually something will go wrong. But I think he's the one for me to let me upgrade Giroud or Holobas. Yeah, Giroud does always have good stats, but at some point you've just got to cut the cord, so to speak. Right. Any last minute questions, FPL or otherwise? Gonna have to be a slow. Can't do 2 hours again today like last time, unfortunately. OOP means out of position. So yeah, always attractive to me too, to be honest. I'm a sucker for that. It's why I looked at Schlupp straight away for Palace. Three, 4, 3, or 3, 5, 2. Alright, you're gonna have to be quick. Like Brunt, exactly. What will I do if Giroud is out? I think I'm going to do Sigurdsson to Morales, unless there's a good reason not to. So I could do Giroud to Lukaku, or I could do Giroud to Defoe and still upgrade Holobas. Oh shit. In fact, do I have enough money? Has Defoe gone up again? Or is he still 7.7? Oh, 7.8. Oh, I think that means I'm out of money. Oh no, yeah. So I could do Giroud to Defoe, then Holobas to Baines, another option. So I have a couple of options there. I kind of like that one because it means I get Baines, but it means I have to keep Sigurdsson, so I don't know. But I will get rid of him, I think. Hey Rumham, how's it going? A little bit late, I'm afraid. I know we did 2 hour stream on Friday, but I think it'll have to be shorter tonight. Davis or Wimmer an option with Vertonghen now. Yeah, that's a pretty bad injury, right? I think they said. I don't think they've confirmed how long it's going to be, but I think Pochettino said it looks bad. I'd say he might keep the 3-5-2 formation, right? So Wimmer would be the one, unless he's going to play Davis there or no, he's not going to play Rose infield. Yeah, 4.6. If Vertonghen's out for a long time and one of them's likely to play each week, then could be an option for sure. Crouch and Defoe up front. Oh god, rolling back the years. Nah, Crouch is about to become bench fodder for me. Differentials. I mean, Stanislas looks like a good differential right now. Again, like talking about bubbles earlier, like don't be put off by the fact that everyone seems to be getting Stanislas at the moment. He's not well owned by the general game. Morales is probably even less, I'd say. Potential differential 1.9%. Mkhitaryan 2.5%. Own Stoke away and Hull at home in the next 2. Then Watford at home, Bournemouth at home. And the next kind of 5 to 6. He has looked good. He's been unlucky. I know I said that for a while with Ibra, but Ibra was unlucky too. I mean, Mkhitaryan is I don't know. I don't know if he's as clinical, obviously, but he did well for Dortmund last year. So yeah, Mkhitaryan, I'm still holding on a bit of hope that he's going to do well. Barkley, yeah, I don't know. It was a nice assist today for one of the for the first goal. I think it was his assist. Got 2 in all. Yeah, he's actually been doing a little better than I realised, but you know, as soon as you bring him in, that'll stop. He's guaranteed minutes, right? I don't think he's really been missing the odd game. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely seems like a save week for the most part, yeah, because I suppose the main attackers you probably want to bring in are Spurs, and you'll be a little bit put off by the City game. Phillips not a differential. Yeah, 20% is quite high. Peter Crouch, 2.5%. There you go. But I still get Crouch. I mean, I think he's going to play like the next 3 to 4 maybe. So you got a couple of okay home fixtures. I mean, you're mostly going to bench anyway if it's a 3-5-2. Barkley was looking for a move away. No, I don't know about that. Well, he might have been, but I haven't seen that. Why don't you just tweak the whole team together? Would make it easier. You got a pretty good defence already. So what did we say before? Aguero downgrade, Fletcher upgrade. Yeah, that could work. And then if you wanted to upgrade defence, maybe get Alonso or Rose in, then you could do that. But your team looks pretty good to me. Hey Philip, how's it going? Hope work was alright. Yeah, I'm going to keep the streams going, I think. Well, I was thinking about it the other day, like, I'd like to do the videos, but I don't know how many I can realistically do in a week. Because this, I can kind of just sit down for an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours like Friday. Just do it, and then that's it. The videos takes a bit more time to prepare, record, etc., etc. Do the graphics, and I mean, obviously they're quite basic, but it still takes time because I'm not like a wizard with Photoshop or whatever. Giroud or Kane or Lukaku? Probably. I don't know. I still see Giroud as a short-term option, but he might not be. But we don't know. That's the problem. I kind of like Lukaku out of those 3. The Kabay bandwagon was short-lived. Barely even got going. He was a kind of, yeah, he looks like he could be good. And everyone was like, we might get him, and then no one did, I don't think. Prefer this to videos. Yeah, I'd kind of like to do some videos though. But I don't want to. There's no point in doing like top 3 differential videos or top 3 captaincy options because captaincy and differentials are covered in so many places. I think like Ali versus Ericsson was interesting to do because it was on my mind. I'd like to do a Man United midfielder comparison soon because they have Hull after Stoke. Maybe I'm the only one thinking of Man United midfielders, but it's an option. Heaton owners, are you worried? Not really. I think Hull away, Watford away, Leicester at home is okay. Obviously Arsenal away and Chelsea at home, not brilliant, but they're not the worst, but he's always going to get saves, and if they do get a clean sheet, he gets bonus too, so. FPL views change on players every week. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Man United defenders possibly. Basically, that question is Valencia better? Worth the extra outlay, I suppose. Yeah, captains next week, I suppose the main ones are going to be Hazard for Hull at home, Sanchez for Burnley at home, and Ibra for Stoke away. Potentially a Spurs player, but Man City away would be tough to justify, I think. So I think I'm going to put on Ibrahimovic. I like Hazard too. I don't know about Sanchez at home. And being out on the wing. I mean, he's still been doing well. Like I said, he's barely blanked at all since his big haul. He's not been scoring hugely, but he's not been blanking either. But I think I prefer Ibra. Ibra just does not stop scoring points right now. Yeah, comparison of the defenders might be good. It's just getting time to record it, really. But the good thing about the videos versus the streams, I mean, this stream's okay because, the next game week's like 5 days away, but the stream on a Friday is not much use to someone after Saturday morning. I mean, apparently over 500 people have watched it, and that wasn't all live, so just there's just not as much value in the Friday stream afterwards. Obviously, it's good if you're there at the time, or hopefully it's good. Sanchez captain, no doubt. Yeah, it's a good option. Mustafi instead of Baines, definitely not. Well, I haven't considered it, no, not really. I mean, Arsenal fixtures are nice, but I don't know how much goal threat Mustafi has, and he's more expensive. You know, I personally would find it very hard to turn down a defender with penalties. And who gets forward. I don't know what the other members think of the streams. You'd have to ask them. I know Mark said he'd been in a few, he might even be now. He was in the first one. He said hello. Don't know if he's watched any of the other ones. No, Mustafi doesn't have penalties. Marco Silva's hole will have Hazard on lock. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. And the streams are a bit different anyway, right? They're just answering questions from chat, from Twitter. Scoutcast is probably more valuable, to be honest. Gets all the main questions with some good answers from some very knowledgeable people. Yeah, but I mean, Hull might have looked alright. I still just think Chelsea much better. I mean, Chelsea have been looking good for a long time now. What was I doing there? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to start thinking about switching off. I said I was only going to go till 10. At least I said in my head that I was only going to go till 10. It's already 20 past. So I'll probably do another stream on... I think I can do on Friday. Friday the 20th. It'll probably... I know I keep saying it'll probably be 9 PM. I should probably do them later. Just to fit in more with personal life. I know 10 PM is probably not great for some of you. I know like match the days on right now, but for a Friday night stream I might have to do it later. 9:30 or 10. We'll see. But yeah, it'll be next. I'm pretty sure I can do it on Friday. And then we might, we'll see how this one's done, and might do another one. Yeah, the game's finished on Sunday, so next Sunday maybe, or Monday. See how it goes. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, subscribe if you haven't already to the YouTube channel. That'll let you know when I'm going live again. Like I said, it will be Friday probably at some point. Yeah, exactly. Friday's weekend, so all good. And cheers for tuning in, guys. I will catch you next time when I can find how to stop the stream. See you later.